Hi everyone, welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. I have a very interesting guest with us today. His name is William Douglas. He is the author of a book called Hope is All I Have. And it's nice to meet you. I had talked to Jonathan Haupt with the Pat Conroy Literary Center about you. Your name had come up and he showed me your book and I said, I'd like to get him on either North of the Broad or Talk of the Town. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
To tell us your story. And I know we can't go into all the details, but the book is a memoir, an inspirational memoir. You had kidney cancer, you had surgery up at MUSC, you died basically, came back, and here you are today, 4 years later, a miracle.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it is, and thank you for having me.
Yes.
Kind of my purpose of giving back is to be a wealth of information for people who get diagnosed with cancer. Mm-hmm. When I was diagnosed initially, I passed out. Right. And it was just a shock to me. It came out of nowhere, which a lot of cancer diagnoses, mm-hmm. they'll find it sometimes looking for something else.
Right.
And that was pretty much the case with me. But yeah, I had an horrendous surgery and had great surgeons. In fact, one of the surgeons wrote the foreword for my mm-hmm. book, Hope is All I Have, and did a marvelous job of that. But once I got through the surgery, and the next day I had to go through interventional radiology, right. which was the procedure on me was one of the first of its kind mm-hmm. in this country. Mm-hmm. And medical records have been written about that. But anyway, I got on a routine of treatments and that sort of thing that you do, and successfully so. So, I thought a lot about the title of the book. And really, at the end of the day, hope is all we have.
And you weren't a writer, were you?
No, I was not a writer.
And so did you write this by yourself?
I did. And in fact, I even put written in my own words.
Okay, yeah, inspirational memoir written in my own words.
Yes, because I didn't want anybody to think I used a ghostwriter or
right,
anything.
Okay.
I wanted to connect with cancer patients and caretakers and doctors and that sort of thing.
So, it says define the odds of cancer. So what's the message here? Is it that you just have to have hope and that you have to have this will give you strength and how to cope and you can survive cancer? What is the message? And you said it's a love story as well.
It is. There's so many things that have to fall in place for success. Mm-hmm. First of all, it starts with going to the right doctors in the right place. It's right. There's 72 what's called NCI centers in the country. Yes. It's National Cancer Institutes. And we're fortunate to have one here in South Carolina, mm-hmm. which is MUSC, which they do all the research there.
Right.
Which also they can do clinical trials. The treatment I took was not a clinical trial. It had just been approved, ironically, the month before I went on it, mm-hmm. which was a mix mm-hmm. of two different drugs, including mm-hmm. immunotherapy. Right. Which is also a newer treatment for cancers. Mm-hmm. And it worked well. You have side effects, but you get through them. And cancer patients have to make a lot of decisions. And so, 2 years later, I look back and I'm what they call NED, which is no evidence of disease. Mm. They say remission. It's not really right. remission. The technical term is NED. Right.
And so you decided to write it all down.
Yes.
For who should read this book? I guess that's my big question.
It's interesting. I wrote the book so that a 12-year-old girl could read it if her parents had cancer, so she would understand what they're going through. And
so is your faith throughout the
faith? Yes, of course the faith is in there, but it's not. It's not an overly medical book or overly right. religious book. It's really a love story. As I told somebody, they said, "What's your book about?" I said, "It's a love story between me and my caretaker, which happens to be my wife."
Right.
Yeah. So it's a great story from that standpoint.
So where can we find it?
Okay. Yeah. So locally, the Lighthouse Gift Store.
Okay.
And I have done signings there, and we'll do more signings. Mm-hmm. They have it. Barnes and Noble, of course, has it, and Markel's Gift Store.
Okay.
In Bluffton. Okay. And they all have signed copies, or you can go on Amazon. It places really well on Amazon.
Well, very good.
Or WilliamDouglasAuthor.com, which I think might be on the screen.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I hate that we didn't have more time to get into more details, but It's an inspirational love story, so we want to make sure everybody maybe checks it out.
And you learn a lot about cancer and to never
Okay,
give
very
up.
good.
Never give up hope.
Never give up. Thank
Yeah,
you so much,
thank you.
William. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being here.